Hey folks, today this video is gonna teach you how to memorize all the notes on the fretboard using some memory tricks from Ron White, the two-time US memory champion. Um, the reason we're gonna use these tricks is because straightforward memorization is slow and painful and often very unsuccessful. This method uses pictures and is easy and fun. And as you can see, I'm doing the low budget method because I just wanted to kind of get this out there. I wanted to focus more on the message rather than the presentation. So hopefully it is received well. Why do we want to do this? Well, if you're here, you probably already know. But if not, the chords and scales are built on these notes. Knowing where the notes are helps us to play songs by ear and stay in key and to improvise. It helps with various techniques like pull-offs and hammering, and allows us to create a richer and more colorful, sounds and music. So that's kind of why we do it. All right, so let's get into some music and instruments. I happen to have a guitar here. Ta-da! This is for the righties. If you're a lefty, hang in there. You can still apply this method. I just haven't figured it out for you. You'll have to do a little bit of extra work. So this is the view of the neck of the bridge of your guitar, and these are as you look down at it, these are the thicker strings, the deeper notes, and as you go this way, these are the higher pitch notes. So you see there are 6 of them, and then you have these little dots. They're landmark markers to help us find the notes faster. They're on the 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and 12th frets, and this is the bridge. I think it's called a bridge. I don't know. Okay, so what else? Okay, so let's start with the open strings. We have a mnemonic for what those notes are. You can make up your own, but the one I liked was everybody gets drinks at Easter, so that makes this E, B, G, D, A, and E. So I'll label those with my handy dandy high-tech labeling apparatus here. So everybody gets drinks at Easter. Okay, so that's that. And then the rest of the notes are just like on the piano. So I happen to have a handy dandy piano here, so let me bring that over. So you can see that there's only 7 notes. There's 7 whole notes, or naturals. Not whole, yeah, 7 naturals, and these are the incidentals, or the sharps or flats. So these are sharps. So you have A, B, C, and then it rolls back to D, E, F, G, and then this repeats. And then so you have the sharps. You don't have any sharps in between B, C, and E, F, but we'll get to that. So anyway, the notes on the guitar are labeled the same as the piano, and we'll just do that now. Label that on our handy dandy diagram here. So see, we have E, F, G, A, and then B, C. There's no sharp in between, and then D, and then E. So you see that when you get to the 12th fret, it repeats. So you only need to know the first 11, and then after that, you already know what it is. So let's continue. B, C, because there's no sharp in between them. So C, and then D, E, F. So there's no sharp in between them. And then G, A, and then B. And then this would be a C. Well, that would be an F, just like over on the first fret. Okay, and then so G, and then you have space A, and you have B, C, and you have D, and you have E and F, and then you have back to G, and then I'm trying really hard not to mess up, so I'm going a little slow. D, and then space, and then E, F, and then G, and A, and then B, C, and then back to D, and then you have A, and then you have B, C, and then D, and E, F, and then you have a G, and then back to A. It's good. I didn't mess up. And then this was supposed to be an E. I don't know what happened there. Everybody gets drinks at Easter. Okay. And then E. So we have E, F, and notice that the first and the last string are identical. So you only have to learn one of them. So really, you're only learning 5 strings, which is good to know. G, A, and then you start to notice that the first and last notes are the same. So that's a good way to remember what's going on. So I'm just going to look at the top one as I label this. B, C, D, E, F. Okay, all right. And then still looks like a lot to memorize. Oh yeah, that's right. Another way, another mnemonic for you to remember that the B and C and the E and the F don't have a sharp in between them is because everything's fine. I just find that kind of cute, so we'll put that away. Okay, so now we have a whole bunch of stuff there. Seems like a lot to memorize. So okay, Mike, what's the method? This is too much to memorize. Okay, so let's make some patterns. So I like to draw circles. So I said, here's a pattern here, EF and BC. So let's circle all the EFs and all the BCs. EF, and then BC, and then BC, BC, EF. Okay, getting there. Maybe it's getting a little simpler. I'm gonna ignore those for now. I'm just gonna focus on these guys here because that should just be repeating. Okay, did I get them all? No, I missed one. There, and that's everybody. Okay, and then any other patterns? I think I see this GD seems to be everywhere, or almost everywhere. So I'm gonna circle those. There's one here that's kind of on an angle, so I'm gonna do that. And then I like to kind of like, as a reminder that the GD, G up, because it should be a G, and GD. Did I get them all? Oh wait, there was a BC here I missed, and that's everybody. And then I see that the A's are kind of by themselves, so I like to just do a little circle there. Circle, circle, A. Okay, so that's everybody. And then what can we do? Well, okay, that's kind of interesting, but it's not really there yet, is it? Nope, not yet. So how about the next thing we can do is we really want to fill in each one of these landmarks. These 3, the 5, they're all filled in. The 3, the 5 has, we don't know all the notes are. There's one missing here, so this is E and F, so this is F sharp. And I like to put a little triangle there just so that it stands out of my mind that it's different. And then what? Oh, well, I like, so F sharp, and then C sharp. So this is G sharp and that's C sharp, but, well, okay. I'm not going to put a triangle on those because I'll explain later why I want to leave them off. It's because it helps me remember them better if I just kind of leave them. Oh yeah, and there's an A. There you go. A sharp. I'm gonna put a little triangle there. Okay, so that's my. Okay, I made some patterns. It's looking a little cleaner maybe, but it's still not there yet. Okay, so maybe another thing I could do is to make some groups. There's still too much stuff. Let's start to. Here's a group here. The open and the first fret, so they'll call that one group. And then the next group we'll call the second and third fret. Third fret, the first marker. And then I think this looks like, to me this looked like a group here. So that's the 4th, 5th, and 6th fret, but I'll just call this the 5th. And then a group here for the 7th fret. I like that. And then one for the 9th. And I'm going to stop there. So I have 5 groups. Okay, so I can remember 5 things, but I mean, I was trying to remember this, but even with these groupings, these little groupings, it wasn't quite there yet. Still still difficult. So here's the fun part. This is the part where Mr. Ron White, not the comedian, this is the two-time world or U.S. memory champion. He came to. I had learned how. I used his techniques, or I learned his techniques to memorize a variety of other things. But the concept, I was trying to figure out how to apply it here, because you're using images and pictures, because we see things visually. So, you know, like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. It really is. If you have one picture that encapsulates everything, you can just you just know all those pieces without having to memorize every little bit of it. So that's the trick here. That's the magic. And so I'll explain how to. Okay, Mike, how do you do that? Okay, so the first one, I said this looks like a squished letter E. So here's like the E, and this is the squish part up here. And I like it that it's a letter E, because it reminds me that there's an EF here and an EF there. So that's my first, that's what I see when I see that first grouping. So now instead of seeing all that, I just see the letter E. And then I remember that this long part has a pattern here, my GD, and it has an A. So there's lots of GDAs spread throughout here. So EF, BC, so I got my letter E. So it's a letter E. That's what I see. And then the next one is kind of crazy. I see the Giants. He's like a baseball player with a hat on, and he's got a letter G on it. And he's standing there, his arms are out, and he's holding a bat. And he's at bat, and he's got a man on third. So the reason why he's on third is because he's got a man on third is because it's the third fret, and to me it looks like a baseball player. I just remembered that. You could make something else if you want to, but that's what I see. So I see, and also, yeah. So G's, and then two arms, and then it just looks like he's holding a bat there. Maybe that's the ball, but to me that's a baseball player, man on third. Okay, crazy, but you can remember that, right? Letter E, man at bat. Okay, and then the next one is a street sign. I know this is a terrible drawing, but we're focusing on the idea instead of just like the, you know, crafted, clean message. So, or pictures. Anyway, so this is a street sign on 5th Street. So, you know, like old signs this way and a sign that way, and then a little thing at the top, and it's matching on the top and the bottom. So those are the A's, and then this is my GD pattern, and that's the 5th fret. So street sign on 5th Street. So that's what I see when I see this mess here. It's just a street sign on 5th Street. So man on 3rd, 5th Street, and then the next one, I see 7 black cats. I could say a black cat, but I want to remember that this is the 7th fret. So I just say 7 black cats. And I like black cats because when I was drawing this, I was drawing this little head reminding me of like a cat, and I drew a little sharp sign in there reminding me of whiskers, and I like the way his arms are kind of like not straight up and down. They're kind of like, you know, cat can be, makes me think of a cat, and I kind of like, you know, squirmy or whatever. And I like black cat because BC, black cat, and little kitty cat head, his little ears here, and then his little paws, and then he's got a skinny waist. And then 7 black cats because it's on the 7th fret. So we got man on 3rd, 5th Street, 7 black cats. So that's that. And then the next one is crazy. This is crazy. I had to be creative. This one, oh yeah, I took that out. Hold on. Let me, I forgot my little, there's 2 sharps under there for F sharp and C sharp. So anyway, to me, I said, okay, what could this possibly look like? And I said it looks like a barber chair. You know, barber chairs are square and they're big. So to me, it's a barber chair, and I like barber chair because there's a BC in here. There's a BC right in there, and it's got a straight back to it. And well, okay, now what? Well, BC and EF. So, oh, that's kind of helpful though. You see these patterns: EF, BC, EF, BC, EF, and then BC, EF, BC, BC, EF, BC, EF. It's a repeating pattern. So we have this barber chair, and then everything's fine. District attorney, so EF and then DA are sitting on the barber chair, and I just threw in gosh darn it because he's a district attorney, so it sounded good. So It doesn't really matter. You make up something that's funny to you or that you're going to remember, that's appealing to you. Maybe you're going to come up with something else. Like, I mean, maybe this one over here, yeah, where is this? The baseball player, or this guy here. Maybe that looks like a number 4 to you, and then you make up something, but that's the 3rd fret, so maybe that's kind of harder, but you just come up with something. So for me, I just remember that. I really like it. So I came up with that. And then what else did I do? I think I just dropped all my cards. Oh yeah, that was everything. So those are all the patterns. Oh, I'm dropping my stuff. Hold on. Okay, so back from the beginning. Now I just have 5 things to remember. I just have the squished letter E. I got a batter with the man on 3rd, street sign on 5th Street. Got 7 black hats. And I got the district attorney from the 9th Circuit. Oh, I might have forgot the 9 part. He's district attorney from the 9th Circuit, sitting in a barber chair. And that's how I remember everything. So then the next thing is just to play with it. Can you actually remember these things? Because now I think of the letter E, and I have these little E patterns. I have my baseball player, so baseball from the Giants, and he's got a EF, and then a BC, and a letter A, and then it's matching G, and GD, and then A sharp and an A, and then I have my street sign with my GD, my BC's EFs, my 2 A's, my black cat. It's an F sharp, and then BC for black cat. That's my EF. He's got his GD paw here with his skinny little A body. It's my number 7. And then the district attorney sitting on a barber chair, gosh darn it, from the 9th district. And I just have you see, everything's fine, district attorney. And then I just threw those sharps in there because I wanted to make it look like a chair. So that's the method. So what do you do from here? So if you don't like your whether you're lefty or righty, if you like the patterns for the righty, use my patterns, or my images, or make your own patterns and make your own images if you want, whether you're a lefty or a righty. It doesn't really matter. Just the idea is to make, one thing. So now, I mean, you could have 144 notes, but I just remember 5 things, and I can repeat that 5 thing, and I can break each one of these things down, but I can do it quickly. I mean, I know what the notes are, and I know that this one's a GD, and that one's an A, and I got a black cat here, and that's my district attorney, and that's my EF down here. It just becomes really, really simple. And then the next thing is just to practice. Practice. You do still have to practice, but at least it's fun and easier, and it's not so mind-numbing, just the repetition of, okay, E, F, B, C, G, D, A. Your brain doesn't really hold on to those things. It holds on to pictures and images and things that are fun. So the next thing you want to do is to then apply the same ideas of patterns and images to all the next steps in your learning how to play guitar. Learning, pentatonic, chromatic blues scales, whether you're learning chords, any chord progressions. It's the same idea that applies. Whether you're learning a song, learning the patterns of the chords as they're arranged. Just think of things in pictures, or make a pattern. And actually, if you watch more of Ron White's videos, he can explain a lot more about how to learn whole songs. Actually, how to learn how to memorize way more than a song, which is pretty cool. Which is where all this stuff comes from. It's kind of how the mind thinks in pictures. And that was it. So if you please comment. Let me know if you like this, if it helped, what you thought, if you thought of anything that I didn't think of, because I'm sure well, you can, tell me what I got wrong. I'm sure the music professionals out there can tell me what I got wrong, but really want to know, does this help you, and what other things do you want to share with other people that might help them, and what do you think we could do next with this? And then, I don't know, have fun. Good luck. All right, thanks. Bye.